Okay, so where am I going to go with this? This is an argument I have been making for a long time. Black people, a lot of you are in favor of this, illegal immigration, open borders. You don't want Trump to build the wall. You think the wall is going to keep you in. Listen, you guys need to bump down your fears and your emotions. That is what this is all about. You are putting energy into things that you ought not put energy into. And they feed, and I'm talking, listen, for those of you who haven't figured out yet that this is really a spiritual war that is happening, that is what this is. It is a war for your soul. And you could choose to go left or you could choose to go right. And you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? What's this got to do with what he's saying? I'm going to get to that. This is a spiritual war because you guys are in the material world. You can't even, you're so wrapped up in the material here. Your spiritual eyes and your spiritual ears are not open. So you're missing signs that some of you are probably missing signs that you should be picking up right now. We are in a crisis, and he is talking about the very thing that I talk about when it comes to illegal immigration. You are supporting things that are hurting you. Abortions hurting you. Homosexuality hurting you. Illegal immigration hurting you. Well, how are those things hurting us? How is that for our demise? All right, let's break this down. And I'm gonna start with abortion. Black women make up over 30 or 40% of the abortions performed through Planned Parenthood. Black women are targeted for this. That is why Planned Parenthood is in 80% of black neighborhoods. Because you're the target. It's called genocide. And if you don't believe that Margaret Sanger was some eugenist who said that they had to get rid of these human weeds, then I suggest you get your read on. Homosexuality. It is the destruction of the family. And you're just going against the natural laws of nature. You cannot procreate in a homosexual relationship. And black women are the biggest supporters of this. No offense, my sisters, but what makes you think that you're a queen when you just want to abort our future and be in homosexual relationships? And you get to pick and choose when you want to have a baby and abort a baby. And don't give me that, oh, it's a rape incest issue. Listen, those cases make up less than 1% of the cases. But 25% or more is just because it was a slip up. Y'all reckless. That baby in your body that you're carrying, let me tell you something. If you was to get into a fight or if you was to get into an accident, you were pregnant and you and that baby died, they would charge that man for second degree manslaughter or something. You know what I'm saying? For why is it any different with abortion? First of all, That baby's body is not your body. So you don't have a right to that baby's body just because you're its mother or that you birthed it. Your body and that baby, that life, that life that starts at the time of conception, that is a life. That's not your life, that's that baby's life. And you don't get to make those type of decisions. You're not God. This black woman is God nonsense. That stuff, y'all should throw that away. Throw it in the trash. Besides, I wouldn't be calling a bunch of women guys who go around murdering the future. How does that work? I'm coming for everything because it's time to be held accountable for the things that we do. You guys want to know why you're at the bottom? I'm going to get there. So we have abortion, homosexuality. Women are the biggest supporters of this. They're trying to turn your little black boys out because they don't want your sons to have a father figure, and they don't want them to grow up to be strong, masculine, alpha males. They don't want it. They don't want the family structure. You know, we've been told a lot of lies in history. We haven't got the full story. And it's for a reason. Because there has to be a narrative. And the narrative has been for years is that white people have been the oppressors, the colonizers. That's the line that we've been told. But what we haven't been told is how way before the white man stepped in Africa, there was already slavery going on. Black folks were selling their own, and they wasn't allowing white folk to step up in Africa. Did you know that? Yeah, they were doing their dealings on the coastlines. You know, we just are not told on, and because we are emotionally charged, and we don't think with our brains, we think with our feelings. You don't think logically like that. Now, illegal immigration. There's another thing that black folks are supporting. When it goes 100% against you. Because, first of all, it's the ignorance of black folks. You're saying, well, they're going to do the jobs that we won't do. So what are you saying? You too good to go out there and pick some dang strawberries and stuff? You too what? You too sedity of a nigga to go out there and actually do some work that might break your back? What? That's the stuff that's coming out of your mouth? That's what I hear. Oh, because they'll do the jobs that we won't do. What black folks gonna go out there and pick? Are you kidding me? I know some black folks it's about their money. The other thing is that housing. Let me give you an example. Maxine Waters District. Auntie Maxine. She's Auntie Maxine. Why? Because she got black skin? You guys are going to learn that you have been, you have played a very big part at being in the bottom. And you're going to be held accountable. Because you don't do your homework. You think you think that all black people, we should all think alike. We all have to feel the same about racism. We all have to. You want this unity nonsense. You guys really don't want that, because if you did, you wouldn't be shunning your other brothers and sisters who are like me, telling you these things. Instead, I get the bed bucking, coon, whatever have you. Okay? But that's because let's be real. The real coons is you who continue to stay in your ignorance. Y'all are the real coons. Y'all are the real traitors. So illegal immigration, what they're doing is they bringing them up here to work these low wage jobs, but then guess what? The men end up in prison, and all they're doing now is cheap labor in prison because you don't want to work them low wage jobs though. Well, you stacking the deck against yourself. They get all of the gang. That's why Trump is about to go and they're about to raid all these Section 8 houses. You know why? Because they've been letting these illegals get Section 8 housing. And black people on the streets. So I'm talking about Maxine Waters district. Black people are living on the streets in her district. That's not Auntie Maxine. That ain't nobody's auntie. You guys think because this person got black skin, this person got black skin, all skin folk is kinfolk. But as soon as somebody says something that y'all don't like, oh, it's I'm to the coon farm to you for you. You guys got it twisted. Your ignorance is gonna be the death of you. You have to be bilingual at a lot of these jobs now. And I know ain't many of y'all taking a Spanish class right now. They're getting all this stuff for you. Ask yourself, and here's the other thing too. They're using your 14th Amendment birthright. That is the birthright for the descendants of slaves and their children, etc. Well, your lovely black president, Mr. Obama, made it possible for these illegals to come and utilize that shit while denying it to you. Thank you, Obama. But y'all still love that man like a saint. Like he's some kind of freaking saint. He ain't no saint. He didn't love you. I'm going to tell you who do love you, though. The white man that's in the White House right now who's trying to kick all this shit out of here. Who defunds Planned Parenthood because he knows that it is killing black babies. Who is removing these illegal immigrants because he knows that it's disenfranchising black folks. Who's going after fake people like Jussie Smollett because he knows how these celebrities are full of shit and how they mislead you. And the left, white liberals, they have this covert kind of racism, and it comes out every once in a while. Like they don't realize when they're saying they're the dumbest shit. Like I have a white liberal tell me that she's like, look at your skin color, and I can't believe you support this man. And then, like, you are the racist for assuming that I should fucking hate this man because I'm black. That is insanity. Black people, you truly have to wake up. You truly have to understand who your enemies are. Your enemies have the same skin color as you. And they get paid to keep you grieving about this shit, racism. And they have to keep the racism narrative alive. Let me show you what I mean. Sorry, you guys. Let me show you what I mean, though. I was just on the third page of this, but let's go back. And I'll leave the link to this site in the description box if you guys want to check this site out for yourself. These are a list of fake race hoaxes between with black people and Muslims, because you know Muslims are the victims too, because you guys don't realize that they're trying to bring in this, push this Islam stuff over here like they're doing over there in Europe, and they want Sharia law. You guys really need to do your homework. Look, Ohio Bakery awarded 11 million in libel lawsuit against Oberlin College over alleged racial profiling. Because what happened is that these kids from this um, school robbed this bakery and then flipped it around like they were the victim, and really they pled guilty to this, and the professors or whatever also encouraged this. So Oberlin College is a major source of hate hoaxes. It says the culture which encourages these fake crimes is illustrated in the article. Like I said, I will leave all this stuff in the description box. A Mississippi man pleads guilty to a hate crime hoax in the Southern Poverty Law Center. Listen, the NAACP, the Southern Poverty Law Center, these are fake. These are fake organizations. They are all about ramping up the racial rhetoric. So, like I said, they need you guys to grieve about that, because if not, they don't get paid. If you're not focused on racism, if you don't get emotional, if you don't go out there and go protest every time you hear that some brother got killed, and before you go out there and get the whole facts, you have, you know what I'm saying? They don't win. You know what I'm saying? Because they're losing. You're not reacting. Uh-oh. Now you're gonna start eating into their money, because when that money dries up, them all that will dry up for them when you say to screw with this racism shit, because that's what they want. They want to keep us divided at all times. Like, listen, at some point we have to realize that there is such thing as unity and peace, and there was a point in time on earth that existed. Believe it or not, they want us to believe that there was always wars and nonsense. So listen, black people, my so-called, but I don't like using that term black, because it really just does not define who you really are. You're so much more than that funky little. I mean, I'm not saying it's not beautiful to have chocolate skin and shit. Trust me, it is. I don't have chocolate skin either, but I love chocolate skin. You know what I'm saying? Listen, my daddy was chocolate. So listen, um, we have to bump down our emotions. We have to remove the hate out of our heart, and we have to try to come together with things. We have to stop looking at our differences. We need to start looking at what we have in common with each other. You understand what I'm saying? Because they are going to keep using our differences to divide us and blind us. And we don't even see that people with the same skin color as us is helping to sell us out and keep us at the bottom. And I'm going to do a video about that too one of these days. So um, I'm going to end it here. Like I said, I'm going to leave the link in the description for this article here, and you guys can check it out. It's got all kinds of links to all the different stories, and basically how they all turned out. All kinds of different articles. There's like 10 plus pages of this stuff. So, and it's been going on for a long time. Jussie Smollett was not the first hoax. You know, Trayvon Martin was a hoax. Yes, Trayvon Martin was a hoax. And you know, we just gotta like be aware of this stuff. Let me show you something too. For one more thing before I go. I was just reading this about the black press. And this is out of a book called Black Lives Matter. Why lies matter to the race grievance industry. Right? Um, it's by a guy named Talib Starks, right? But it says the black press. It says if you watch the black press to learn about the state of affairs in the black community, you'll be informed. If you believe the black press about the state of affairs in the black community, you'll be misinformed. That's because the black press, anchored by the National Association of Black Journalists, is the official mouthpiece of the race grievance industry and thus only speaks on behalf of the qualified. And what they're talking about when they're talking about qualified, for instance, these two pictures up here. This picture is of Oscar Grant, who was killed at Fruitvale Station, and this other little girl. Her name is Carradine, I think her name, Alicia Carradine. So what happened is that this girl was killed at a sleepover. Um, these people ran up in back to the house. Her friend opened the answered the door, and they just started shooting up in the house. Um, Alicia was killed. Her 7-year-old best friend sustained wounds, and they weren't life threatening, as did her friend's 4-year-old brother and 64-year-old grandmother. Alicia was the youngest of Oakland's murder victims in 2013. But Oscar Grant's death qualified him for a movie, while Alicia Carradine's death didn't even qualify her for a special on BET. Consequently, her story remains untold to the masses. So the press, this goes back to the press. The National Association of Black Journalists Constitution says, "We, the members of the National Association of Black Journalists, who are striving for credible journalism that comprehensively portrays the voices and experiences of African Americans and people from the Black diaspora for a society and world that values them." In short, the NABJ places emphasis on everything black except black violence and criminality. Therefore, it practices the hypocritical oath. It is the standard operating procedure to racialize black issues, and the so-called black websites like Black Voices, owned by the Huffington Post, the Griot, owned by MSNBC, the Root, owned by Washington Post. That's what I'm saying. The Root now is actually owned by, I believe, by Univision now. You know what I'm saying? By the Mexicans. So they are the heaviest promoters of the victimization narrative, and that's what a lot of people read, thinking these are black sites. They're not black sites. Since employment is fickle in the media, stories about victimhood receive top billing because they generate high web traffic, which translates into job security. Ebony, a financially struggling black magazine, once started a Save Our Boys campaign as if blacks were being slaughtered by whites. As far as black on black violence coverage, the black press is lackadaisical, lackadaisical, yet holds the mainstream media to a standard that it doesn't hold itself. And it also talks about Black Twitter and how Black Twitter is the cause of a lot of boycotts, and you do it for you ruin people's lives over not petty nonsense or stuff that wasn't even actually said, or you heard it out of context, like Trump with the Charlottesville. Like, he did not say that there were good guys on both sides. And do you know that the media purposely cut out part of what he was saying? Because they want you guys to think that this man, Donald Trump, is a racist. But why would he be a racist when, oh my gosh, he's been helping black folks forever? Yeah, he was getting awards for all the jobs he provided for minorities. Oh, and dang, what else did he do? Oh, he was he let a black homeless woman live in Trump Tower for like 9 years or some. He gave her 3 meals a day, sent her flowers every week. She was disabled, and she was sleeping on his property. And they asked, did he want to call the authorities? And he said no, and he let her stay there. And she made a video about it, talking about Donald Trump is not a racist. You know, I've been living here in Trump Tower. So, I mean, oh, he did release that Miss Alice from prison. You know, she asked Obama 3 times, and he said, "Nah, not gonna happen." But he did, you know, release a bunch of Muslims, you know, terrorists, and you know. But hey, that's your saint. Listen, black folks, you really got to do your homework. You got to find out that these people that you guys follow and listen to, Yes, and even some of these YouTubers that y'all follow and listen to, these Hoteps and these Saz and Raz and Umars and Tariqs, yeah, them. They're frauds. They're misleading you guys, and they're sending you guys in this frenzy and want you guys to always be. I mean, come on now. They got you guys talking about reparations. And y'all think that the Democrats are going to give that to you. Like I said before in videos on other platforms, on my Facebook, really. But is that why would the Democrats give you guys reparations when the Democrats took it away in the first place? Yeah, that's like beating a dead horse. So, yeah, I mean, just give it up. Stop it with the reparations. You don't need no damn reparations. All right? Learn about the transatlantic slave trade. Learn the facts. Learn that a very small percentage of slaves came here. But there was native tribes that was already here. And like my native tribe, they were enslaved by Mexicans and they were sent to the Caribbean and Bolivia. So it could just be possible that this is your land and they want to push you off of it and tell you from Africa so you'll get off your land. They don't want you here. That's why they're killing you off. Just put all this stuff together. If you go do your homework, look into the history. The other thing is too is that we gotta stop blaming the white man for everything. Because at some point you're gonna have to be accountable for your life. Okay? You are grown. Nobody's stopping you. You live in the greatest country in the freaking world. Nobody is stopping you. But it is, I find it quite disrespectful that you try to utilize the issues of the past, the stuff that they went through to actually get to where we are today. You guys are trying to go backwards. That shit, no, look, we trying to go, progress means forward, not backwards. We trying to go forward. So, rant over. You guys, listen. All white people aren't racist. Are there some assholes? Yes. Hey, I can even say that, hey, black people are racist. Black people can very much so be racist. Look, listen, you guys. White people haven't called me half the stuff that black people have called me for thinking the way that I think, okay? White people haven't called me anything at all, to be quite honest. Black people have. Every racial slur in the book, just for thinking for myself. But I take it because at the end of the day, I'm just doing what I was sent here to do, and that is to wake you up and bring you the truth. And that's why I am T for Truth. Anyway, peace.